The calm before the storm? Nah, forget that. This NFL offseason isn't just heating up, it's a full-blown inferno. We're talking contract standoffs so tense you could cut the air with a knife, quarterback rooms turning into absolute battle royales, and enough off-field drama to make a reality TV producer jealous. Training camps are about to explode, and the shockwaves? They're going to shake up the entire upcoming season. Alright, welcome to the white-hot center of NFL chaos. Teams are gearing up for training camp, and the storylines are already through the roof. This isn't just about XS and OS anymore. We're talking about massive contract disputes threatening to sideline superstars, make or break QB competitions that'll decide where franchises are headed, and off-field sagas that have fans glued to their screens and sometimes splitting up fan bases. We're getting into the most explosive moments, the ones with madness written all over them, and figuring out what it all means as the race for the Lombardi Trophy unofficially gets going. So get ready, because the NFL's yearly summer show of high stakes and wild drama is officially unleashed. First things first, let's get into those situations where the business side of football gets super personal, contract disputes. And this 2025 offseason, things are seriously explosive in Cincinnati with defensive end Trey Hendrickson. Hendrickson, fresh off a monster season where he was an absolute beast, isn't just bummed about his current deal, he's drawn a line in the sand. He's made it crystal clear, he's not playing a single down under the existing terms. This isn't just whispers and locker room talk, this is him basically going public against the Bengals front office, saying the team isn't sticking to promises they made about his contract. Folks around the league are pretty much all saying the same thing, this smells like a long, ugly holdout. We're talking a panic meter, cranked to 10 out of 10. Hendrickson is apparently ready to miss games and eat those huge daily fines, all to make the Bengals give in. Recent news says he skipped mandatory minicamp, which means big fines, and talks between his people and the Bengals before that went nowhere. You can feel the frustration from Hendrickson's side. He balled out on his 2021 contract, got a one-year extension in July 2023, but now with the market for edge rushers going up, he feels like his play deserves a top-dollar payday. He even asked for a trade earlier this offseason, a clear pay me or ship me out message. The Bengals were reportedly asking for more than a first-round pick, a crazy high price that shows how good he is but also makes it tough for him to leave. This isn't just about the money, it's about respect and feeling like he's valued for what he does on the field, especially after leading the NFL in sacks. It's even trickier because other top pass rushers, like TJ Watt, are also looking for new deals. That could reset the market and give Hendrickson even more leverage, or at least a clearer number to aim for. Joe Burrow has said the team supports Hendrickson but admitted nobody knows how it'll end. This isn't just posturing, it's a real standoff. We could see one of the league's best defensive players watching from his couch when the season starts. That'd be a massive hit for a Bengals team dreaming of a championship. The question isn't if this will mess with the Bengals, but how badly. And Hendrickson isn't the only one playing this high-stakes game of contractual chicken. Over in Dallas, the incredible Micah Parsons is also making headlines. He's heading into the last year of his rookie deal, and Parsons wants a contract that shows he's one of the most electrifying defensive players in the whole league. There have been whispers about a $200 million demand, a number that would make him one of the richest non-quarterbacks ever in the NFL. While Parsons himself shot down some specific rumors, you can feel the tension. The Cowboys are known for dragging these talks out, but with a player like Parsons, the chance of a holdout or a hold-in, where a guy shows up to camp but doesn't really practice, is definitely there. Parsons did show up for mandatory minicamp, which is a decent sign he's willing to be around while they talk, but Dallas is under pressure to lock down their defensive star. The fallout here could be huge. An unhappy or missing Parsons totally changes what the Cowboys' defense can do. These holdouts are more than just fights over salary. They're power struggles that can shape a team's vibe, their money situation, and how many games they win for years to come. Players skipping voluntary OTAs is one thing, but when stars start ghosting mandatory stuff and threatening to miss games, that's when the real madness kicks off. If contract holdouts are the financial soap opera, then quarterback battles are where the pure, raw, on-field intensity lives. Several teams are rolling into training camp with a giant question mark at QB, and man, the QB room in Cleveland is more packed and unpredictable than just about anywhere. The Browns are trying to figure things out after Deshaun Watson's injury, and their answer has been to bring in a whole crew of candidates. You've got the veteran Joe Flacco, who gave them a nice lift before. You've got Kenny Pickett, who they traded for, a former first-rounder trying to prove he's a long-term starter. And then to really spice things up, you have the rookies, Dillon Gabriel, a college superstar known for his pinpoint accuracy and smart reads, and Shedeur Sanders, a big-name player who, even though he slipped in the draft, comes with a ton of hype and pressure. This isn't just a two-man race, it's a four-way scramble, and the coaches have a massive job figuring this out. Some experts think Flacco or Pickett might have the early edge, but the door is wide open. Some are even saying one of the rookies, maybe Gabriel because he fits Kevin Stefanski's West Coast offense, or even Sanders, could take over as the season goes on, or even win the job straight out of camp. The pressure is insane, especially since Cleveland's early schedule is supposedly a nightmare, making that Week 1 starter decision even more vital. Every single throw, every decision, every practice rep is going to be picked apart. The Browns' whole 2025 season pretty much depends on this choice. It's a genuine toss-up, and the kind of battle that'll have fans and media glued to every update coming out of Berea. But the QB drama doesn't stop in Cleveland. The New York Giants are another team to keep a close eye on. They brought in Russell Wilson, a Super Bowl champ and a guy with tons of experience, and he's pretty much expected to be the starter. However, the Giants also drafted Jackson Dart, a rookie who put up some big numbers in college. This whole situation feels a bit like Wilson's own rookie year in Seattle back in 2012, when he, as a mid-round pick, shocked everyone by winning the starting job over a more established free agent. Could we see that happen again? While Wilson's experience and contract probably give him the lead, if Dart has an amazing camp, things could get very interesting, and Russ would definitely feel the heat. The Giants are desperate for some solid high-level play from their quarterback, and this competition, whether it's for the starting job right now or for down the road, is going to be a huge story. And the list keeps going. The Minnesota Vikings have a fight brewing between rookie J.J. McCarthy and Sam Howell, who they traded for. The New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Tennessee Titans? They're all dealing with their own QB questions, each with different vibes and big consequences for how their offenses will look and how competitive they'll be. These QB battles are the heart of training camp drama. They give us rising stars, tough old vets, and that constant pressure to deliver. What happens here will definitely make waves across the league. Beyond the big-name holdouts and the QB carousels, there's plenty of other drama cooking that just adds to this off-season's crazy flavor. First, let's swing over to Kansas City for a story that mixes sports, celebrities, and what it means to be a pro, Travis Kelce. The All-Pro tight end reportedly pushed back his return to team training to spend more time with Taylor Swift after a wedding they went to, and boy, did that stir up a debate. Now, off-season workouts can be voluntary, but anytime a player like Kelce, especially one in such a massive public relationship, does something out of the ordinary, it's going to get a ton of attention. Some fans get it, saying he deserves personal time. Others are worried about focus and team chemistry as the Chiefs try to win a historic third Super Bowl in a row. It really shows you what modern athletes deal with, juggling insane fame and a personal life with the tough grind of pro football. Kelce himself has talked before about how much he values those reps in OTAs and training camp. So while this might not be a full-blown football crisis, it definitely throws another layer of off-field spice into the Chiefs' preseason. Then there's the thing that always shakes things up: coaching changes. Teams like the Jets, Patriots, Jaguars, and Raiders are all starting the 2025 season with new head coaches. That automatically means more questions and more eyes on their training camps. New playbooks are going in, new team vibes are being built, and everyone's looking at players with a fresh set of eyes. For these teams, camp isn't just about getting ready for Week 1, it's about setting up a whole new chapter. And the pressure is on these new coaching staffs to get results and show progress right away. Any early problems or signs that things aren't clicking can quickly turn up the heat on the madness. And let's not forget the hold-in trend. That's a newer thing where players show up to camp to avoid fines but don't really do much in drills because they want a new contract or they're not happy about something. It creates this weird, awkward vibe on the team, a very public reminder of problems that haven't been solved, and it can be just as much of a headache as a guy who stays home completely. We're also seeing some unsigned rookies, like the Bengals' first-rounder Shamar Stewart. His contract situation could turn into a hold-in if they don't get it sorted before camp really gets going. All these little fires just add to the daily drama and what's going to happen next. Feeling that makes training camp so wild. So what does all this craziness, the contract fights, the QB showdowns, the off-field headlines, actually mean for the 2025 NFL season? Bottom line, a whole lot of who knows. And a season that's probably going to be full of surprises. The biggest, most obvious impact of contract holdouts like Trey Hendrickson's, or if Micah Parsons ends up doing one, is how it directly hits a team's talent level. Losing an all-pro player, even for just part of the season, can totally wreck a team's Super Bowl hopes. It's not just the plays they make on the field, it's the mood in the locker room, the distraction it creates, and the bad feelings that can stick around even if they do eventually agree on a deal. Teams that mess up handling these situations can see their seasons go down the drain before they even really start. And while you can argue about how much player behavior issues and off-field drama directly affect wins and losses, they absolutely mess with a team's overall vibe and focus. Quarterback battles, well, they naturally bring questions but also big chances. The team that uncovers a hidden gem, or sees a veteran get his groove back, can really take off. On the flip side, a battle that drags on with no clear winner by week 1, or a rookie who gets thrown to the wolves too soon, can lead to a sputtering offense and a seriously annoyed fanbase. How these QBs perform, especially the ones coming out of heated camp fights, will be a huge factor in who wins divisions and makes the playoffs. The off-field stories, like Travis Kelce's, even if they get blown out of proportion sometimes, do show how much sports and mainstream celebrity culture are mixing these days. They can bring new fans to the game but also create distractions that coaches are always trying to shut down. Teams with strong leaders and a focused attitude are just better at dealing with that kind of outside noise. When it comes down to it, all this training camp madness is just setting us up for a season where we might see some underdog stories, where some of the big dogs could stumble, and where how tough and flexible teams are will really be put to the test. The intensity of camp, the battles for roster spots, and how these major storylines get resolved or don't, will directly shape who's good and who's not in the league. It's a good reminder that the NFL is as much about managing all this chaos as it is about drawing up plays. And that's just scratching the surface. The NFL training camp madness is only going to get crazier. Which storylines have you got your eyes on? Are there any dark horse QB candidates you think are going to shock everyone? Who do you think caves first in these contract stare-downs? Drop your hottest takes, your boldest predictions, and the controversies you're watching most closely in the comments below. We want to hear what the fans think as this wild off-season keeps rolling. And that's our look at the NFL training camp madness. From eye-popping contract demands and potential holdouts that could wreck a contender season, to quarterback battles that will shape where franchises go from here, and the constant off-field drama that keeps us all talking, one thing's for sure, the 2025 NFL season is shaping up to be absolutely explosive. These storylines aren't just something to talk about in the summer. They're the cracks in the foundation or the building blocks for the season ahead. The decisions made, the fights settled or not, and the players who step up when it's hot and heavy in training camp, all of that will be felt all through the fall and winter. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked this breakdown of the NFL's wildest off-season storylines, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL deep dives, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update as we follow all the twists and turns on the road to the Super Bowl. We'll be here tracking all the madness, every step of the way. Until next time, keep it locked, and get ready for some football.